first, we're going to write down the steps here to graphing y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. This is a quadratic, and it makes a polynomial, okay? I'm going to give you 4 steps. So step number 1, first thing that we're going to do is we're going to determine if it opens up or down. So determine if it opens up or down. And how do you know if it opens up or down? What do you look at? The A, right. So if A is greater than 0, what does that tell you? It opens up. If A is less than 0, what does that tell you? It opens down. Very good. Okay, so we got that part down. Determine if up and down, and we're good to go. Okay, step number 2. The second thing that we're going to do in graphing this is we are going to find and draw the axis of symmetry. So we're going to find and then draw axis of symmetry. Is it okay if I just put AOS with you guys? Is that cool? No, it's not okay. Well, that's what that means. And we find the axis of symmetry by saying x equals negative b over 2a. Whatever that is, that's going to be our axis of symmetry. And should the axis of symmetry be vertical or horizontal? It should be vertical. Yes, nice job. Find and draw the axis of symmetry. Yep. So, step number 3. We are going to find and plot the vertex. Okay, so the vertex, this is a key vocab word. Axis of symmetry is a key vocab word. So I'm highlighting all the key vocab words for you. We're going to find and plot the vertex. Now, the vertex is a location. It's an x and a y. Do you guys agree with that part so far, right? What's cool about this is that we're already going to have the x from step number 2. Huh? You guys see it? We're already going to know the x from step number 2. So how do we find the y? Yeah, so to get y, we're going to substitute into the quadratic. So we're going to find and plot the vertex. The x we already have, so the x is from step 2. So, and then all we have to do is get the y, and we're going to substitute in the quadratic in order to do that. That's what we're going to do. We're going to plot 2 points. Step number 4 is we're going to plot 2 points. We're going to go to the left and the right of the vertex. Left and right of vertex. And what we're going to do that is we're going to just use a table. We're going to use a table. Plus 2. We're going to graph y equals 3x squared minus 6x plus 2. Okay. Step number 1. Here we go. Does it open up or down? This opens up because a is greater than 0. And what I like to do in this step number 1, right? I'm going to write down what a, b, and c are. So I know it opens up. What's the value of a? Good. What's the value of b? Negative 6. What's the value of c? 2. Awesome. Step number 1, accomplished. Easy? Easy. Great. Step number 2. What are we supposed to do in step number 2? Find and draw the axis of symmetry. All right. So, the axis of symmetry, we find it by saying x equals negative b over 2a. So, let's see here. What's the value of negative b? No. Yeah, if b is equal to negative 6, then what's the opposite of b? Positive 6. So this is equal to 6 divided by 2 times, what's the value of a? 3. So how much is 6 divided by 2 times 3? Yeah, x equal, this is just 6 over 6. So x has to equal 1. All right, good. So we found it. Now we need to plot it, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to plot on the left-hand side here. All right. Go ahead, take your ruler, and I want to give yourself Whoa, that is huge. That is not right. I don't like that at all. That is not good. Yikes. They sure did. So I'm just going to cut that out. Get out of there. Alright, so I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. I'm just going to use line. There we go. Okay. Alright, there we go. And here we go. Alright, and the axis of symmetry is the line x equals 1. Is that a vertical line or is that a horizontal line? It's a vertical line. So take your ruler and go over to where x is equal to 1, which is right there, and draw a vertical line, but we're going to make sure that we dash it because our axis of symmetry needs to be dashed. And we're going to label A, O, S, and we're going to point right to it just like that. And this is the point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. -1, -2, -3. Okay? So far, so good. We found it and plot the vertex. Good. Okay. Step number 3. Find and plot the vertex. So the vertex is at 1, something. I don't know what it is. But I'm going to resubstitute it in and see. So I'm going to say, well, y is going to be 3 times 1 squared minus 6 times 1 plus 2. What am I doing right now? What am I doing at this step right here? Describe this step for me. What am I doing right there at that line? What am I doing? I'm trying to find the y. How am I doing it, though? There is a technique I'm using. I'm substituting. Thank you. And I saw your hand, Josh. I did. So, let's hear. What's 1 squared? 1. What's 1 times 3? Good. What's negative 6 times 1? Negative 6. Good. And then positive 2. Okay, what's 3 minus 6? Negative 3 plus 2. Okay, so y has to equal -1. That goes here. So now my vertex is located at the point 1, -1. So let's go back to our graph, and let's plot the point 1, -1. So I go over 1, down 1. So right there, there is the vertex, and I'm going to label it as 1, -1. That's my favorite thing to do. Okay. No, I know. Yeah, it looks like favorite. Okay, step 4. We're going to plot 2 points, okay? So we're going to make a little table here, and we're going to put our vertex in the center, and we're going to go 2 points to the left, 2 points to the right. So here's x, here's y, and we're just going to make a little table and plot a couple of points. And I want to put my vertex in the center. So my vertex is at the point 1, -1. So what are 2 points that are to the left of 1, and what are 2 points that are to the right of 1? So, okay, you guys want to go 0 and -1. I'm with you. 0 and then -1. Those 2 numbers are to the left of 1. Give me 2 numbers that are to the right of 1. 2 and 3. Very good. I kind of like that. All right. The easiest one to do is going to be 0. Absolutely. So if we plug in a 0, what do we get out of this thing? We get a 2. Very good. So that means that if we plug in a 2, we also have to get a 2 because those points have to be symmetric. All right. And if we plug in a -1, what are we going to get out of this thing? Let's see here. -1 squared is 1 times 3 is 3. So I'll show you what I'm doing. 3 times -1 squared minus 6 times -1 plus 2. I need to figure out what that is. That is equal to 3 plus 6 plus 2, which is 11. Very good. So that means this one also has to be 11 because they're symmetric. Okay, there's my 2 points. Let's go back and let's graph it. Let's go 0, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2. That point has to be there. So I know that 2, 2 has to be there because they have to be even from the axis of symmetry. And the other point has to be 3, 11, which I barely have room for. 3, 11 right there. And all you really need are those points, and we're going to go like that, and we're going to graph it. up like this.